Who do you think controls your financial decisions? Many expats assume that they do, but research shows something entirely different. Every financial decision you make is actually guided by your subconscious mind. These are the beliefs we all hold about money that were formed when we were just children. Financial psychologists call these money personalities, and like it or not, they're controlling every financial decision you and I make. So in this video today, I'm going to show you how you could be destroying your retirement without realizing it, and how to understand your mindset to save more, build more, and reach your ideal future as soon as possible. Let me show you an example of how exactly this works. Well, at a dinner recently in Dubai, I was talking to a friend of a friend. She told me about the time her earnings first went over $250,000 per year. For her, it was supposed to be the point where everything would finally feel just right. But instead of having more financial confidence and control like she had envisioned, she found herself with more responsibility and far less freedom. And in fact, she wasn't actually any happier at all. She learned something most of us have to figure out the hard way. Chasing money without first understanding your relationship with it is a recipe for disappointment. You see, these money challenges start way earlier than many of us might think. Every money experience you had as a child has left its mark. And these experiences didn't just happen to you, they created rules in your mind about money. These rules get passed down from your parents or other authority figures in your life, like teachers or simply the culture around you. But they also form from your own early money experiences or financial flashpoints that you've had with money. And they control everything from how much you save to whether or not you'll ever feel secure enough to retire. Now, the problem isn't that you have these beliefs. Everybody does. The challenge is that each personality has different strengths and weaknesses. Until you're aware of your money personality, you may not see your potential blind spots, and this can amplify all the different types of risks when it comes to good financial life decision making. In fact, research shows that there are 3 specific ways these beliefs show up in our lives. And to help you understand them, I'm going to illustrate 3 different people, each one with a different way of thinking that could potentially be sabotaging your retirement without you realizing it. So let's start with John. John makes good money as a lawyer in Dubai, but every time he gets a raise, his immediate thoughts turn to how he can use it to help others. He's generous and driven by a desire to care for the people and causes that he loves. If this sounds like you might be attentive to the needs of others and good at considering their point of view, concerned about not having enough time or money, potentially neglecting the personal consequences of your decisions, driven by a desire to always give more, overemphasize the priorities of others over your own. The problem is when you think this way, you end up putting off your own financial needs and risk too much personal sacrifice. Psychologists call this personality commitment, and it's exactly how people end up with serious money problems whilst thinking that they're doing the right thing. Here's how you can potentially improve. Evaluate if you're giving to others out of obligation. Assume a more active role in steering yourself towards your own financial needs. Include your own financial future in the allocation of time and resources. Plan and quantify your capacity to give or support more prudently. The next person is Sarah. Now, Sarah works 80-hour weeks at her consulting job. She's always chasing the next promotion and more money. Why? Because she's a pleasure seeker. She's driven by a desire to enjoy everything that her money can provide. But every time she reaches her goal, the goalposts move. She feels like she never has enough time or money. If you're like Sarah, you probably thrive on living life to the fullest, sometimes beyond your means. Feel frustrated and impatient at the thought of having to save anything at all. Are impulsive, unorganized, and impatient. Believe that more money would solve everything. Now, this mindset can create a dangerous cycle. You can be so focused on experiencing satisfaction in life and seizing opportunities that you never actually start to build wealth. Instead, you never feel like you have enough. Feel unprepared for negative outcomes. Deprioritize saving for the future because of a desire for instant gratification. This personality is called happiness, and it's exactly how you end up living beyond your means in the now and with an inadequate amount of money in retirement. Here are some areas where you can potentially improve. Evaluate the potential impact of instant gratification against your long-term needs. Make sure your savings plan is adequate to fund future needs and unexpected events. Include detailed planning and asset protection as part of your financial considerations. Use a checklist when making important decisions to weigh up opportunity and risk. Finally, let's talk about Mark. Now, Mark has a 6-month emergency fund. He has no debt, never uses credit cards, and he saves a large 30% of his income. But he's so afraid of losing money that he keeps everything in a savings account that doesn't even keep pace with inflation. And he can't enjoy today because he's always so worried about what's going to be happening tomorrow. People in this category are careful, meticulous, and highly motivated to protect themselves. They live carefully within their means and are well prepared for the unexpected. They save compulsively and avoid whatever they perceive as risky. They never feel secure, no matter how much they have. Whilst this may all sound prudent, the problem is being too cautious can be just as damaging as being too careless. You end up potentially with suboptimal structures that miss out on real opportunities for growth, keeping all your money in safe accounts that don't beat inflation, making too many personal sacrifices to maintain perceived security, feeling anxious around financial commitments, and lacking peace of mind. This personality is called vigilance, and it's grounded in fear and scarcity. And it's exactly how you end up with a bank account full of savings, but a retirement that's filled with missed opportunities, and ultimately an unlived life that's full of regret. Here's how you can potentially think about improving. If you're overly vigilant, learn to distinguish between rational caution and excessive fear, or perhaps value from price, and consider your time and attention as an asset. Ensure your vigilance is not inhibiting good financial judgment. Have a process to maximize your current life without compromising your future. And as I said earlier, if you want to find out more about your own money personality, you can take our 90-second test using the link below. However, remember, your money personality isn't rigid. You can improve your decision making once you recognize patterns, which may ultimately lead you to a more balanced and better life. I know this because I did it myself. I used to struggle to feel truly secure and satisfied. I wanted to be sure I was prepared for all the risks and avoid future hardships, whilst also having a deep desire to care for my family. I would often put off my own financial needs to help others, but also longed for a high degree of certainty. So I potentially missed out on opportunities for myself. Through years of training and education, I managed to understand what I learned as a child and ultimately make high quality decisions to think like the wealthy. And if you want to find out exactly how I did that, you can check out this video here.